We do have to begin this hour, though, with that breaking news. The White House has announced Marc Fogel, an American teacher who was arrested in Russia in 2021, is returning home.
The U.S. government had designated him as wrongfully detained last year. Fogel was sentenced to 14 years in prison for drug smuggling after he was found with what he says was medical marijuana.
Leading us off this hour, NBC News White House correspondent Aaron Gilchrist. Hi, Aaron. So we understand that Fogel is on his way to back to the U.S. right now. What do we know about this deal and how it came together?
So we're just learning about this in the last few minutes here, Kate and Zinkley. So the details of the deal are still yet to be revealed at this point. But we do know, as you noted, that Marc Fogel is expected to be back on U.S. soil at some point tonight, according to the White House. There was a statement released a little while ago from the president's national security advisor, Mike Waltz, that said that the president's team had negotiated an exchange that serves as, you see the quote here, serves as a show of good faith from the Russians and a sign we are moving in the right direction to end the brutal and terrible war in Ukraine. And so this does raise other questions as well. There is obviously a lot of happiness about the fact that Marc Fogel has been released, but the question about what was in this exchange is still out there. What did the U.S. have to give up in order to make this exchange happen? And then there's the Ukraine factor here as well. We do know that the White House intends to send Secretary of the Treasury, Scott Bessent, to Ukraine to meet with Volodymyr Zelensky. We know that the meeting is supposed to be happening very soon here. And so there are questions now about what deals are being made potentially to break this war that's been going on between Russia and Ukraine, ladies.
Yeah, and Aaron, at the heart of the foreign policy is this person, right? Have we heard any reaction from the Fogel family here?
We have seen a statement from the Fogel family. This was published in the New York Times, and that statement says, in part, we are beyond grateful, relieved, and overwhelmed that after more than 3 years of detention, our father, husband, and son, Marc Fogel, is finally coming home. As you noted, he was designated by the Biden administration as wrongfully detained just in December of last year, and now his family obviously elated to see him released. We know he had some health issues in the time that he's been detained in Russia. And now, ladies, as we said, on his way back to the U.S.
And Aaron, President Trump's special envoy to the Middle East, Steve Witkoff, was mentioned in this release. He was also involved in the deal to secure the release of hostages being held in Gaza recently. Tell us more. Do we know how he was involved here?
What we've learned over the last several weeks is that President Trump has leaned on Steve Witkoff to be a negotiator in many of the things that need to be negotiated, especially on the foreign stage at this point. There have been implications over the last several weeks that he might be involved in some ways in the deal or in a deal to end the war with Ukraine. And so it's not wholly unusual to learn that he was involved in this deal. It seems as though his plane is the one that went to Russia, and these negotiations happened over the last several days to win the release of Marc Fogel.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.